Hi guys, this is Jackie from techjackie.com and welcome you to another video on SEO. In today's video, I'll tell you one SEO secret that every beginners as well as intermediate should know and should master, and that is to analyze your competitors. You see, before you start with writing your content, you should go out. You should be doing different kind of stuff, right? For example, doing keyword research, right, and selecting your keywords, and also um, make sure that your keyword or your content is keyword optimized, optimize your images, your title tag, all those stuffs, right? Typical SEO strategies. But there's one thing which you should also keep in mind, and that is to analyze your competitors. You see, analyzing your competitors is one of the best way, because Google doesn't want to rank a website on the first page without a reason, right? And there's some reason behind why your competitors are ranking and you're not. And the best way to do that is to analyze why they're ranking and why you're not, right? And in order to analyze your competitors, there are basically four key areas which you need to keep in mind, right? And number one is user intent. Number two is the backlinks or the competition's level, right? Third is the common points discussed, and fourth is the room for improvements. Now I'll go one by one, explain what each type of them mean, right? Well, the first point is user intent. User intent is basically the intention behind the particular keyword or the query that the user search on this Google, right, or the search engines. So for example, if you want to rank for the keyword best sports shoes for men in 2019, um, you should analyze your competitors or analyze all the top results and see what type of content is ranking. When people do the search for this, right, what they're actually looking for, are they looking to buy, are they looking for reviews, or are they simply looking for just a general guide on Nike shoes, right? So the best way, just simply open up all the search results, right, and you can see the type of content that are ranking on the first page, right? For example, I opened four sites, and you can have a look. As you can see here, this is a product page, right? Like, it's basically like a guide, as you can see, how to choose best running shoes, right? And it's even the product review itself, as you can see here. So it's generally a combination of products, product reviews, and a type of shoes. How about this one? This is simply similar thing, as you can see here. What are the best, how to choose. So it's a mixture of a guide, and the product review, and probably the product itself, right? And how about this one? This is also something similar, right? It's just a product review here. So now you start noticing the pattern, right? That the majority of content ranking on the first page are a combination of guides and the products, or even the product reviews. And some of them may not have the guide, some of them may not have the product itself, but the majority of them do have the product review, right? So you need to keep in mind that. So you can either combine all of the three together into your content, or you can simply choose one of them, right? But if you carefully observe, right, if you dive deeper into this, you'll see that for this particular keyword, the top three results contains both the guides as well as the product and the product review. So you would want to combine all these three together in order to rank very well, right? Something like that. It's basically the intention behind the search results, what the users are actually looking for, right? And you can simply do that by analyzing the top results here. Next point is the backlinks or the competition level. You see, the reason why I call competition levels as backlinks is because out of all the ranking factors, backlinks is probably the most important one, right? And there's numerous studies that publish which says that there's a strong correlation. In fact, there's a highest correlation between the sites ranking on the first page and the number of backlinks, or the quality of backlinks to the results, right? So in order to determine whether you should go after a particular keyword or not, right, you should keep in mind the competition levels or the backlinks that your competitors have, right? And for this particular point, I teach you in in my previous video on how to qualify your keywords, which I'll link in the description below so you can watch again, right? But in general, you can just download. There's a free tool called Mouse Bar, right? Chrome Mouse Bar is a free Chrome extension where you can simply download, sign up, and what it allows you to do is you can simply toggle this, and it will allows you to have a look at your competitors' domain authority and page authority, right, as well as the number of links pointing to that page. As you can see here, the top results having a DA of 84, right, 86, 82, 90, 63. You can clearly observe that the majority of your competitors are having a DA of at least more than 40, which is kind of quite competitive, right? But there's this site with a DA of 18, right, and a PA of 15, right? So maybe if you analyze this particular website, right, and see why they're doing so well, in fact it is the only site which stands out from the crowd. As you can see here, the DA is even less than 20, but ranking against other big websites like all this stuff, right? So you can simply analyze their content and see why they're ranking so well, right? Is it probably because they're a brand name or something like that? So for example, let me just show you that. um Let me show you as well. As you can see here, the content are very well written, right? Probably it must be it could be better than other big sites as well, right? And it surprisingly it has only 2 backlinks, right? And in fact, I think one of the reasons why this site is ranking so well is probably because this site sells other things which are related to shoes as well, as you can see here. So I talk about the concept of topical relevancy before in some of my previous videos, right? Which I'll talk about it again in my upcoming videos as well. Which basically means that Google tends to award the sites which ranks, which has a content, around particular things better than other content, which generally ranks for everything. Like, so for example, if your website is entirely dedicated to shoes, then you have a strong chance of ranking much higher than other websites which may have 1 or 2 articles related to shoes, right? Even though they may have a higher domain authority or page authority than yours, but if your website is specific to something, then you have a higher chance of ranking, right? And that's probably the reason why this website is ranking so well, because as you can see here, it's almost entirely dedicated to shoes. As you can see, running shoes, right, backpacks, right, somehow related, right, home gym kit, and hiking boots. All these are somehow related to running shoes, and that's probably the reason why this site is ranking so well, even though it has less domain authority than other competitors. But overall, you cannot take just one site and say, okay, if this particular site has this much, and if your site has something similar, then you can try and rank for this, right? It may be difficult for you if your site is not entirely dedicated to shoes, right? So overall, I would say that this keyword is quite a competitive keyword to go after. If you can find at least 2 or 3 sites which have they somehow um, almost equal to yours or not too far from yours, then that is a kind of keyword that you should go after, right? So that's the competition levels which you need to analyze, right, from your competitors. And the third point is the common points discussed among these. So basically common points are let's say out of all these results, if the majority of them talks about any of the particular products repeatedly, which means that product is valuable, right? And that Google expects that type of product to be in each and every website. So let me just show you that as well. Let me try analyzing 3 results here, and let's see if I can find any common products among these 3, right? So let me see here. So there we got this one, Carbon X. Let me find something brand name, so it should be easier, right? For example, New Balance Fuel Cell, right? Let me just find that as well. Okay. All right, as you can see here, right, Hoka won Carbon X, and what do we have here? I think we found this as well on this particular site. All right, um, Hoka won Carbon X. As you can see, right, um, out of three, this particular product is presented in two of the sites, which means that this should be the one of the best running shoes in 2019 that the majority of the site thinks, and Google will also follow the same thing. So if your website or if your article contains this particular product, right, then you should have a better chance of ranking, because you do mention this product in your content, right? If you miss this product out, you may rank well but may not be as good as it should be, right? Because as I told you, Google doesn't rank site without reason, right? There should be a reason why it's ranking, and the reason being, probably it thinks that this particular product, is the actual one of the best running shoes in 2019, and that's why, and also, so many sites are talking about it. So that's why it also expect your content to talk about it as well, right? And finally, room for improvement. After analyzing your competitors, right, for example, the majority of them will mention, 15 shoes, right, or maybe 20 shoes, something like that. Like, if you can come up with a better thing, for example, if the majority of your competitors talk about, let's say, 10 best running shoes, if you can come up with, let's say, 20 best running shoes or 30 best running shoes, now that should be, your room of improvement, right? Like, you have to analyze your competitors and see what can you improve upon their content and make it as your advantage, right? So like, for example, try to be, double the amount or triple the amount. For example, if you're writing a content, let's say, how to bake a pizza, and if your competitors write, let's say, 4,000 words article long, right, then you would try to, target of around 8,000 or 10,000 words. Like, try to be above and beyond, right, above your competitors, and that's probably one of the best strategies to, to do. And that's all for all the four things that you need to keep in mind whenever you analyze your competitors, right? And remember, guys, this is one of the, best SEO secrets that you can apply, right? Because as I told you, Google doesn't rank a website for a reason. There should be some reason behind that, why they're ranking a particular website on the first page, right? And that's the reason, because that it thinks that the particular content are probably the best what the users want, right? And what you can simply do is, try to replicate similar stuff, but obviously you need to always find room for improvements. Hope this video hope you find this video valuable, and thank you for watching. See you in the next video.